Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, The Ninja King, and today we're doing a brand new what if on my channel. What if Percy Jackson had Ozpin, or well, as you guys can see, the proper name. But anyways, this will be probably the start of a new series coming on my channel for the new what if fandom. Anyways, let's not waste any more time and get on with the. So yeah, a few things before I get to start this. Do you need to read the books? I mean, if you want to, you can. I'm just basing this off the books than I am from the actual series. Also, the series is also a good way to view this. But some people, I'm pretty sure the majority of people that are clicking into this are going to be seeing this finally a new Percy Jackson for the series that doesn't involve Naruto. There's been so many fanfics about Naruto going into the Percy Jackson world that is pretty freaking ridiculous. I swear to God, I can find a new one every single day. And anyways, another thing is that no, this is not gonna take after the World of Remnant ended or something happened to it. No, it's not. But anyways, let's not waste any more time and get on with this what if. As a lot of battle seems to happen, with people screaming and fighting along, the swords and blades crossing each other, as an army of brims who have been sown, terrorizing and attacking people around this place. As they seem to be fighting, with two people seeming to be in a battlefield. One of them seemed to be Oscar Pine, but much more older. Seems to be using his staff ready to deflect the attack. Meanwhile, the other one was Ruby Rose, as she was waiting her bullet, gunning on Salem. Salem, who was this wicked witch of the West kind of person, used her powers to summon her grims, as in the end, she managed to put him away. As Oscar was ready to use the sword of destruction, he was then slammed away, as Salem then grabs it. Grabbing all four of the relics, she has a grin to smile. Sit. No, Ruby would then say, as in she puts all the four relics together. Ozpin, who's been saying this idly by, would finally say, I guess even in this turn, life I've lost. Well, at least humanity was united. As then, from the light of beam, would come down the two gods. Both gods looking at each other. Before looking at Ozma, I see that your mission has been completed. Not necessarily, Oscar would then say. But we see humanity is united. They would see all the races, faunus, humans and human races as well. Other people just fighting against. No, you're wrong, Salem would then say. Humanity is not united. Some people are on my side. The people on your side doesn't matter, Salem. You have learned your mistake, and thus it's time for you to face the wrath of us. Why don't you? Looks like you haven't learned anything, the god of darkness would then say. How about as a sort of punishment, we take you away? As immediately grabbing Salem into an old. What are you doing? We're sending you to a different world. A world we created and left behind. As then he looks at Ozma. We'll be taking you as well, killing his soul. So that, Oscar would then say, a few more days and I think our souls would have permanently merged. Yes, that was a failsafe just in case. As the gods linked with Salem and Ozma's soul, sending Salem to a particular green-haired boy. Meanwhile, he takes Ozma. Ozma and starts talking with him. Ozma, I guess it's my time to go back to the heavens. Not necessarily, the god of dark would then say. I need you to clarify. You see, we want you to do another thing. I see, you want me to go back into Remnant and fix whatever problems Salem has left. Not necessarily. Your latest incarnation, that Oscar boy, can deal with it. For now, you'll be sent to another world. A world where we had allowed the gods that we created there to, how shall I put it, do a little bit of unrest. They're telling me you created more bats, more creatures like the Nevermore or the Curious Cat. Yes, that's correct. Interesting. Why did you? This time we wanted to see. We already created a world where we had less influences, a world where we had the most influence, and now we wanted to create a world to see what it would be like if it had its own set of gods. Currently, the gods that are currently causing the problems are known as the Greek gods. We'll be sending you to the Greek gods and hopefully you can fix everything from there. You'll be reincarnated into a demigod. Wait, you mean yes, half god, half human. Some other traits from your worlds will also be there as well. Aura, the use of semblance, and many more. But these will be only traits possessed by demigods. But what about the Grims? It is sad to say that even in this world, Grims exist, but are considered more monstrous. You see, as then, Oscar's soul will be sent. Now, let's see what happens next. The god of dark would then say, "You saw the boy we chose, or we the one to save us all. seeing that it's his kid of all people, I am believing it must. So, yeah. Anyways, a few more things before we get started. No, this will not be containing all of book 1. So yeah, sad to see that happening. But it would be pretty weird to make an entire part in speed run to basically the Percy Jackson's book 1 and be done with it. Because I have a lot of things planned for this series, and not just as in just books, but also kind of a few materials I will add myself here. Anyways, let's not waste any more time and get on with it. And yeah, as you know, he basically lands. Ozpin basically goes. He flies around a bit before he lands in the soul of a body. Boy with black hair and emerald sea green eyes. Boy seems to be sleeping peacefully in his bed. He seems to be 12 years old. As he wakes up, yawning a bit as he then goes to the mirror, watching his face before he looks at it. He looks at it very closely, wondering what it was. This boy was none other than Percy Jackson, our titular protagonist. He looks into the mirror, wondering if anything had changed. As he then hears, "Good morning, I'm Professor Ozpin." Yelling, he would then fall to his butt. Okay, first ADHD, then dyslexia. Now I'm going crazy. Yeah, I assure you, you're not. Oh really? I'm hearing a voice in my head right about now. Do you think I am not crazy? I guess I never thought of it that way. Alright, I am going crazy, aren't I? Percy would then say, laughing a bit. No, you're not. I mean, maybe you are. Okay, that's enough. Percy would then get up. I'm just gonna ignore you, okay? As Percy then leaves out of his dome. As he does, he would then see his satyr friend, or also aka known as Grover. Only he doesn't know it. Also, for timelines of event, this is still before book 1. Yeah, as he stresses a bit before going with Grover. Him and Grover would talk for a bit before going to lunchtime, meeting with other friends, Annabeth. Yeah, in this timeline of events, Annabeth was sent with Grover. For a little bit of explanation, I wanted to give Percy another friend and didn't want that to be Nancy, because a lot of people do that when they want Percy to have another friend than Grover. I've seen that in fan fictions. Yeah, it's pretty weird, okay? And other than basically Annabeth being the best choice for here, basically this is other than basically her being Percy's main love interest in the books, which is also going to be for the series. Yeah, I'm not saying the love interest of Annabeth and Percy. They're perfect the way they are. Let it be that way. And anyways, so yeah. Good morning, Annabeth. Good morning to you too, Percy. Annabeth would then say as the three of them then goes to class. Annabeth was the top of the class. Percy never understood why she hanged around him, or even Grover for that matter. Heck, Grover and her used to be quite close together. They have told her that the nuisance to the kid, and so Percy, yeah, he felt it that way. As he basically sat there and basically started to do it. He's seen the board with the questions of the math exams. He seems to get his mind wrapped around him before he just feels like he couldn't get it. I can help you if you want. The Ozpin would then speak again. Hey, you gotta pretend me, get back. I've already pretended that you don't exist, so you better not try. Come on, let me help you. Ozpin in this summer was not in any rush, or at least in any rush he didn't know about. Percy would then say, fine. Then help me if you want to. Immediately he wouldn't see a boat. Looks like I'm not affected by your ADHD or your dyslexia. So your point? It means that I can help you in this situation. Alright? As he wouldn't give Percy the correct answer, as the teacher asked us for everyone's answer, Percy and Annabeth are the only ones that got an answer. Chloe is snoring a bit. Looks like even a broken clock can be right twice. Yeah, keep that. Immediately Annabeth would look at him. What's wrong, Chase? Well, the fact that I didn't bully my friends. I'll see about that. Hey, Annabeth, just keep it down. Percy would then say, he's already used to this. Chloe says bullying and everything else. So Annabeth isn't the one who takes it. She wants to do something. She could even use her powers. But then again, seeing that the mist covers everything up, she decides not to. As the rest of the day goes, as they eat their food, Annabeth goes back to her side of the domes. Male and female students are divided, as Percy then goes falling asleep. As he was going to sleep, Ozpin speaks to him. Still, you need to acknowledge my presence. Really? Why should I? Percy would then say. How about picking that book about, let's see, it'll help you with your dyslexia and everything else. And how do I do that? I suggest going to the library. Fine. Percy would then say, going to the library. I start scanning to the books. He first of all picks out the Greek mythology book for whatever reason, and one by one he starts reading it. or more like Ozpin. A little bit of help and encouragement, he starts to understand the words, even though they fly away, and majority of the time. Some letters even turning into Greek alphabets, which he can understand. As he then moves to a page with some basic Greek letters, they immediately transform into something. As Percy looks at it, are you seeing what I'm seeing? Other than the fact that there are multiple words you can understand, and the words that are turning into what I presume is Greek letters? Yeah. So, wait, what does this mean? It's odd to say the least. Well, you are definitely able to read this, fellas. But it's kind of weird to suggest that how you know about this. Ozpin would then say, this person basically reads the book, realizing that he can understand Greek. Yes, I can understand Greek. A dead language that no one uses nowadays. How many superpowers do you have? Do you think I would have this? Ozpin would then laugh a bit. But hey, it's not all that bad now, can it? Come on, you should basically go. You have spent a lot of time here. Yeah, I guess you're right. As Percy goes back to his dorm where he's asleep. As he does, it would be in a white void or something. As Ozpin would be there. Percy seeing him for the first time would finally see him. His white hair, his emerald green eyes, his almost like teacher appearance. What were you before? You came to me. Before that, I was a teacher at a school, Beacon Academy. It was a school for hunters and huntsmen. Can you know me some more? I guess I can. Since we're all going to be saying some bodies and eventually saying some memories, I think it's about time I explain a few more things about my world. Your world? You see, I'm not from this world. I was originally sent by a higher power. You mean like God? In a sense. In a sense. In a sense. Really? You can say that a bit more. But it's also a few things you need to understand before it. Where I come from, we have this power called aura. In my world, anyone and everyone can use it. Aura was a part of life, a fragment of your soul, a power. Aura can be channeled by anyone. It can act as an extra layer of shielding. It can even give you a boost of strengths, powers, and defenses. But if it shatters, basically you're knocked out for a bit. What does shattering mean? It's gone for good? It's more like the layer is broken. Aura is finite in a way, you can say. But it's also not limited. It takes time to recharge and everything else. An aura can evolve as well. And it evolves to something called a semblance. What's a semblance? Think, basically superpowers. So everyone in the world has superpower? In a way, but also not. It's pretty weird if you think about it. So what do you want me to do? First of all, you have aura. I believe it's the merger of our souls that did it, but I also believe there's something else. Ozpin, needing to hint at his half-god origins. See. Anyways, as Ozpin would then throw him a sword. Sword looks similar to Riptide, but at the same different, but close enough to it. I for some reason thought of making this sword for you. Ozpin himself didn't know why he made this sword specifically for Percy. It looks different from any sword he has. Cool, Percy would then say. What do you will name it? Percy thinks it for a bit before says Riptide. As then, they both touch their blades. Wow, that was fast. As then, Percy tries to block Ozpin's moves, but Ozpin keeps on moving and dodging away. Percy's fighting someone who has basically been living a long-ass life for a very, very long time, actually. So, to say the least, he is very outmatched. But Ozpin is going very easy. Basically, heavily easy on him. As Percy is basically dodging, moving around him, trying to attack as soon as possible, Ozpin basically does it. He doesn't know, but his ADHD and dyslexia are kicking in. His natural battle reflex as a demigod are kicking in. As if you don't know, basically what ADHD for basically demigods mean that they have a not to say hard time, basically it's a compulsive disorder, but for them it's basically their natural battle instincts kicking in when they're in a fight against other supernatural or even other demigods or any fight in general. Meanwhile, dyslexia may be a time of a way for them to learn Greeks, aka they can walk the walk but they cannot talk the talk. Yeah, that's basically how I'm gonna explain this, aren't I? Anyways, Percy is swinging his sword before Ozpin disarms him. Not bad indeed. But you still need to learn more about your powers before you can do anything properly. Yeah, I guess that makes sense, you can say that's for certain. Percy would then say, pumping him down into the black void. Still, I want to see what else things I can do. Percy would then say, what about going through my memories a bit? Is that safe? Maybe once a day you may see one of my lives, but I'm pretty sure. Ozpin would then say, right, if you say so. I guess once a day is really not that bad. Seeing the world through someone else's eyes can be pretty amazing. Heck. Percy would then say, waking up in the morning. He stretches his body, wondering if everything that happened to him was just a dream. Oh, it's not a dream. Oh boy. So I am going crazy a bit. In a typical sense of the word, yes, but not really that much either. Ozpin would then say, enlighten me a bit. What's the difference between your definition of crazy and my definition of crazy? Technically speaking, I've already gone mentally many amount of minds. Screw you two. As Percy gets up, getting down, washing his face. As the next few days goes, in the morning, Ozpin is helping him learn more and more. And in the night, he's training him for his sword practice, to the point where Percy can say he's become quite good with the sword. Percy basically takes down his sculpture water, he's training every single day, he's practicing, even training his physical body. One day, Percy was in the swimming pool swimming around, and it used to last very long actually, almost 8 minutes. But this time, it is the Percy's limit. Minutes become more minutes, and Percy will also would say, Percy, haven't you realized something? Realize what? You have been in the swimming pool for half an hour. Oh, that's not bad. Under the water. As immediately Percy realizes getting it out. He'll take a big gulp of air before he realizes that he doesn't need to. He didn't need to take it. He moved his one hand before realizing that it was dry. Getting out of it, he will see that all part of his body was dry as well. What is happening? Have you ever noticed anything strange happening around you? Yeah, those things I saw as a kid. The one guy who was chasing me when I was a kid. Some freaky accidents like me setting off a cannonball. Then immediately Percy's mind would try to get Brock, even Ozpin, but he immediately shakes it away, flaring up Percy's aura to balance it. What was that? I can't tell, but Percy, I think there's more to you than meets the eye. Immediately Percy wouldn't go to the water. He always feels serene and calm when near water or even streams of water in general. He doesn't know why, but he loves it here. So, what I'm trying to say, let's see, is the weird fact that you can already understand Greek mythology without needing to learn more about it. You have already seen to be book smart about it, and your swordsmanship is like a master's level almost. You have a point? And then there's this. Tell me, what are heroes called in Greek mythology that are born from a god? Often finally done by giving hints, and now immediately saying, demigods? Wait, you think this Percy Jackson? I believe that you're a demigod. But what's God? Isn't it obvious? Looking at the water you've done before coming it out. Poseidon. Or maybe Neptune? Maybe Amphitrite? There's a lot of Greek gods that deal with water, so it's probably one of them. I don't know which one is your parent, but I'm pretty sure one of them are. I like it. I like it very much actually. Percy wouldn't say, that still doesn't explain ADHD and dyslexia. I don't know either what those things mean, but hey, you're still doing good, Percy. Immediately getting out of the water, this time he was soaked. I wonder why this time I was soaked and last time wasn't. Because that time you were maybe unconsciously trying to manipulate water. I wonder how much manipulation of water you can do before you need it to. Yeah, whatever. As time passes, as the field trip then comes. As Percy, basically with his friends, looks at a board. As he looks at a statue of what seems to be Kronos eating his kids. Now, would any of you like to tell me on why Kronos ate his kids? Immediately Percy would think for a bit before Annabeth raises his head. Due to a prophecy saying that one of his kids would take over, by causing Kronos swallowed each of his kids. And that's how it happened. But seeing this, his wife Rhea didn't have enough. So, she saved her youngest child, young Zeus, and basically allowed him to be safe. Where later on, Zeus basically grown up and usurped his father by freeing his children after feeding him a mixture of mustard and mayos. Ew, some of the girls would then say. Nancy would then say, yeah, as if we'll never need this in our real life. How soon Charlie is gonna be in our job into you're saying explain why Kronos ate his kids. Immediately, Annabeth would immediately look at her. She already knowing how a supernatural world exists. I'm actually gonna say the same thing. Percy would then say to Ozpin, which one? What Annabeth said. I guess you're right. Plus, I guess in that situation that makes Kronos your grandfather. Looking at Kronos, he gets a weird sense of feeling, familiarities, and something else. Is he my direct grandfather or great grandfather? I would say direct, if Poseidon is your father. If not, then probably great grandfather. It's hard to tell which of the sea gods is your, parent. As time wouldn't pass, and basically Nancy still tries to believe it, and Percy basically shoots her to the water fountain. After that, Mrs. Dodds comes and starts chasing him, and as Percy was running away, Chiron wouldn't come, bolting away before giving him the pen. Percy immediately taking it, removes the cap, showing Riptide. For the very first time, Ozpin and Percy recognize it as a sword. It was the same way as his memory. Percy would dodge it before cutting up Mrs. Dodds' arm before stabbing it straight to the neck. As Percy would almost collapse, Chiron would say, "Percy, what happened?" Immediately, for some reason, Ozpin takes over. He said, "The lightning bolts is on her side, and more are coming." He's knocking out. Ozpin then takes it. A few days ago, he got a message by all the gods, of light and darkness. They told him about the problems and said that Percy needs to arrive in camp as soon as possible. So, Ozpin made this fake gesture. As Percy got knocked out, he realized one thing, and he realized he needed to call two people. Immediately, he wouldn't go away before whispering both a few Greek words to Annabeth and Grover, realizing that the situation has reached that point. But Cameron also does something else. Meanwhile, in the apartment, Smelly Gay seems to be once again doing his things before a particular looking knife comes down to his chest. He wouldn't try to croak, but before he falls down, a mysterious hooded figure seeming to remove the knife. And here I thought I would have more satisfaction of killing you. I guess not really that much. As he didn't hear the doorbell. Sit. She's here. Then again, I think she would be much more happy with you gone. As this mysterious hooded person leave. As basically Percy's mom comes in and basically sees the situation. Meanwhile, back to Percy, he was being driven to camp as soon as possible. Percy wakes up in the back seat saying what happened, as this time Annabeth and Grover tell him Percy is not even remotely shocked. After having another soul live in his body, it's kind of a dead given. As they all arrive at Camp Half-Blood without any problem. His own mom is okay. "Hey Percy, don't be sad, I'm pretty sure your mom's pretty much okay." Grover would then say, "Yeah, thanks Robert." As they enter the Camp Half-Blood, with Percy taking the smell of Camp Half-Blood as well. There's a nice smile on his face, wondering what other things that can happen in his life are going to be as chaotic as today. And I'm gonna end things up here. So yeah, a few things to clarify. This is definitely gonna take a lot more interesting route than my Percy Jackson story. More of a fan fiction, but yeah. Anyways, I want to hear your thoughts in the comments and how you like this part. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to see other Percy Jackson, what if, tell me in the comment. Please don't let it be a what if now there wasn't Percy Jackson. That set has been done so many times that it feels more saturated than anything else. But yeah. Anyways, I want you guys to start on who the mysterious hooded figure is, what is the deal, and why did he specifically kill Smelly Game, and then the fact that I basically just wanted to get rid of that man as soon as possible. What is going to happen with Percy, and basically the story in general. I know I haven't even got to the majority of the story when I basically wrote this, but hey, this is the first part and you guys have to see what happens next. Anyways, see you all next time.